Hello team, welcome to a Docker training. And in this particular lecture, we are going to discuss about the different editions of the Docker and what are the significance of these editions. So let's talk about the Docker editions. So we are going to discuss about the different editions which is available for the Docker. So Docker editions, which do I use? So basically Docker comes with two flavors, the community edition and enterprise edition. Community edition is free for all and enterprise edition is a paid service. So we will talk about the community edition and enterprise edition of the Docker. Learn which one we will use in this particular course. So we are going to use the Docker Community Edition in this particular course. So there is a lot of benefits and lot of drawbacks as well to use the Community Edition. So first we will talk about the benefits of the Community Edition. So Docker Community Edition comes with a very frequent releases which have the features which is not available in the Docker Enterprise Edition, because Enterprise Edition supports the stable builds of the Docker, which is not the applicable with the community editions. Community editions may have some kind of builds which is still in the testing and which is not stable. So with the community edition, we will get the latest feature available in the Docker. The only drawback with the community edition is community edition have the limited access, and if you will get any issue, so that you will not found any enterprise support for the community editions. So we have discussed about the CE, which is for the community edition, and EE, which is for the enterprise edition. Now we will talk about the stable and edge releases. So basically Docker have two kind of releases, the edge release and stable release. As we have already discussed that Docker Community Edition have the latest updates. So Docker Community Edition always comes in two flavor, the edge release and the stable release. Edge release of the Community Edition is comes with the latest technologies, with the latest changes in the Docker images which is not tested. But on the same side, Community Editions comes with the stable release as well. A stable release of the Docker Community Editions release in every quarter, instead of edge release of the Docker Community Edition release every month. So we will see the Docker editions are available on the website store.docker.com. So you can see the docker.store.com is open. So right now we can see over here we are getting two options, Docker EE and Docker CE. So first let's click on the Docker EE, right? So over here we are getting 10 available editions of the Docker EE, which is Docker Enterprise Edition for Oracle Linux, Docker Enterprise Edition for Ubuntu, Docker Enterprise Edition for Azure, Docker Enterprise Edition for CentOS, for IBM Power, for IBM Z, for IBM for AWS, and for Red Hat Enterprise Linux, right? And there is one more, Docker Windows Server 2016. So these are Docker EE editions. Once we will go with the Docker CE, or if you want you can click on any edition, like we clicked on the very first. So start first month trial and after then buy subscription. So this is the paid tool, right? We will go back and we will click on Docker CE, which is Community Edition, and there is 8 options available for the Docker Community Edition. Which one is for Mac, for AWS, for Fedora, for CentOS, for Windows, for Microsoft Cloud, Azure, and for Ubuntu, and another edition for Debian-based Linux systems. So these are the community editions which are available for the Docker free of cost. So we are going to discuss and we are going to use about the community edition version of the Docker. There are three major types of install of the Docker. The first one is Linux. We have seen there was different Docker editions was available for the different flavor of the Linux. The second is Mac and Windows, and third is cloud. So we will talk about these. So Docker for Mac and Windows comes with a default toolbox. There is not a single image which will be installed on your Mac machine or on your Windows machine. So when we are installing the Docker on Mac machine or on Windows machine, then we have to install a set of tools, right? Which will be called Docker toolset. And Docker toolset is a combination of different tools. Why this kind of toolset is required? This kind of toolset is required because Mac and Windows natively doesn't support Docker, right? So when we are installing the Docker toolset on our Mac machines and on our Windows machines, so behind the scene, or you can say in the background, Docker toolsets are creating very small Linux virtual machines to create and start your Docker containers. Although on the UI you will not realize that internally the processing is being executed on the Linux VMs, right? The second one is the Linux. So Docker comes with different kind of flavors for different kind of Linux versions, and Linux natively support the Docker. So you don't need to install the complete tool set of the Docker. You can directly download the Docker and install on your Linux machine. The third type of the installation is the cloud. So we have seen the Docker is available for different cloud machines like AWS, Microsoft Cloud, and Google Cloud. So when Docker comes with the AWS, then there is a different kind of features which is available in the Docker for the AWS, like AWS EC2 support and AWS IAM support. There is a different kind of supports Docker is providing to the AWS. In the similar way, on the other clouds like Microsoft Cloud and Google Cloud, Docker is also supported different kind of features. So this is all about the Docker CE and Docker EE. Now let's talk about the stable and edge releases. So very first, the Docker CE, we have already discussed the Docker CE is a free version and Docker Enterprise Edition is a paid version. Enterprise Edition comes with the support, which is the enterprise support and some stable release features, right? Edge release is an unstable release of the Docker and it's released quarterly. On the other hand, a stable release is a stable release of the Docker which is basically available with the enterprise editions. So all enterprise editions of the Docker is basically specific to a specific version of the OS or a specific cloud, and they have the native supports and native configurations, right? And they also have the technical team support of the Docker INC. So this is all about the Docker CE, EE, stable and release versions. In the coming lectures, we will see how we can install the Docker on different kind of operating systems. So I would like to say thank you guys. We will see you in the next lecture.